In the late 1990s and early 2000s, during Ireland's Celtic Tiger era of rapid economic growth, the Kinahan organised crime group emerged under the leadership of Christy Kinahan. A native of Dublin, Christy Kinahan's criminal activities began as early as the late 1970s, with convictions for housebreaking, car theft, burglary, handling stolen goods, and forgery. What started as a small street gang of inner-city drug dealers in Dublin quickly expanded into a vast, multi-million-dollar criminal network operating on a global scale. Over time, the group established itself as one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world. Christy Kinahan led the organization for several years before handing over control to his son, Daniel Kinahan. Under Daniel's leadership, the Kinahan Cartel evolved into a more sophisticated operation, gaining notoriety for its involvement in international drug and firearm trafficking. Irish courts have described the group as a murderous organization, underscoring the extent of its violent and unlawful activities. Their operations extended far beyond Ireland, creating a web of illicit dealings across continents. The cartel's notoriety reached new heights on April 12, 2022, when the United States Department of State announced a reward of up to $5 million under the Narcotics Reward Program. Their offer targeted Christy Kinahan, Daniel Kinahan, and other members of the family, emphasizing the global concerns surrounding their operations. The move marked an international effort to dismantle the cartel and bring its key players to justice. Today, we delve into the stories of 5 high-ranking members of the Kinahan Cartel who were apprehended in 2024. These individuals played pivotal roles in sustaining the cartel's operations, and their arrests signaled a significant blow to the organization. Their criminal activities, the circumstances surrounding their arrests, and the legal consequences they faced offer a chilling insight into the reach and power of this infamous cartel. Sean Gerard McGovern, a 38-year-old Irish national, was a prominent figure within the Kinahan organised crime group KOCG. As one of the cartel's highest-ranking members, McGovern served as a trusted advisor and closest confidant to Daniel Kinahan, the leader of the organisation. His influence extended beyond mere consultation. McGovern managed critical communications on behalf of Daniel Kinahan, ensuring the smooth operation of the group's global network. His role was instrumental in maintaining the cartel's intricate operations, reinforcing his importance within the organisation. In addition to his advisory duties, McGovern provided significant financial, material, and technological support to the KOCG. This included facilitating large-scale drug trafficking and complex money laundering schemes that allowed the cartel to conceal the vast profits generated from their illicit activities. His involvement in these operations demonstrated his deep entrenchment in the organization's criminal activities and his contribution to its expansive reach. On October 10, 2024, McGovern's criminal career came to an abrupt halt when he was arrested in the United Arab Emirates, UAE. This arrest was a result of a coordinated effort between Irish and UAE authorities, facilitated by Interpol. The operation was a testament to the increasing international collaboration in the fight against organised crime, marking a significant success in dismantling the Kinahan's cartel's leadership structure.
Significant development in our ongoing international efforts to combat transnational organised crime.
McGovern's apprehensions sent shockwaves throughout the KOCG, as he was one of the most trusted and influential members within the cartel. His arrest symbolised a turning point in the global efforts to bring down the organisation and its key operatives. McGovern's extradition to Ireland is expected to move forward following the completion of legal proceedings in the UAE. Upon his return, he will stand trial in Ireland, where he will have the opportunity to respond to the charges brought against him. Thomas "Bomber" Kavanagh, a senior figure within the Kinahan organised crime group, was a key player in the cartel's operations in the United Kingdom. With a criminal career stretching back to the 1990s, Kavanagh amassed a reputation for involvement in drug trafficking, firearms offences, and money laundering. His influence extended across borders, and he was instrumental in directing the KOCG's criminal activities in the UK. Kavanagh's record included convictions for firearms offences and tax evasion, painting a picture of a man deeply entrenched in organised crime. In 2016, his high-profile attendance at the funeral of his brother-in-law David Byrne, who was killed in a gang-related shooting, highlighted his prominence within the Kinahan network. On January 12, 2019, Kavanagh was arrested at Birmingham Airport upon returning from his holiday in Mexico. His arrest came after authorities seized cash from his person and luggage, including £500, €340, and £3,414. A subsequent search of his home in Tamworth, Staffordshire, revealed extensive security measures, such as gated property designed to protect him from potential threats. These discoveries underscored Kavanagh's role as a major player in the cartel's illicit operations. His arrest signified a significant step forward in targeting the Kinahan Cartel's leadership. In March of 2022, Kavanagh faced justice as he was sentenced to 21 years in prison for masterminding a €35 million drug smuggling operation. This conviction was a major blow to the cartel's operations, as Kavanagh was seen as a linchpin in its UK activities. Alongside his drug trafficking sentence, Kavanagh also received a 3-year prison term for firearms offences, including the possession of an illegal stun gun found at his Tamworth residence. These convictions demonstrated the depth of his involvement in the cartel's violent and illegal activities. Kavanagh's criminal reach extended even while in custody. In 2013, he was implicated in a failed plot to acquire up to 40 firearms, including a rocket launcher and C4 explosives, in a bid to secure a reduced sentence. The scheme unravelled when authorities intercepted encrypted messages that revealed the group's plans. This discovery further highlighted Kavanagh's determination to maintain control and influence even from behind bars. Currently serving a 21-year sentence in a UK prison, Kavanagh's imprisonment is a significant victory for law enforcement agencies combating the Kinahan Cartel. The National Crime Agency, NCA, continues its efforts to dismantle the cartel's operations by targeting its financial assets and stripping the group of its illicit gains. Kavanagh's downfall represents a critical blow to the cartel's infrastructure and demonstrates the ongoing resolve to disrupt one of the most notorious criminal organisations in modern history. The next individual on the list of high-ranking Kinahan Cartel members apprehended is Liam Byrne. Born on October 30th, 1980, Byrne comes from a family deeply connected to organised crime. His father, James, was an associate of infamous Irish gangster Martin the General Cahill, and his younger brother, David Byrne, was fatally shot in February 2016 during the violent Hutch-Kinahan feud. Liam Byrne is also a brother-in-law of Thomas Kavanagh and a cousin of convicted murderer Freddie Thompson. His criminal activities began as a street-level dealer of cannabis and ecstasy, drugs that were supplied by Christy Kinahan. Over time, Byrne rose through the ranks to become a high-ranking member of the Kinahan organised crime group. As a senior figure within the KOCG, Byrne's activities spanned drug trafficking, violent crimes, firearms offences, and money laundering. He was also connected to other criminal organisations, including Glasgow's Lions crime family, the Moroccan Mafia, Italy's Ndrangheta, and Mexico's Sinaloa cartel. These alliances underscored the global reach of the Kinahan Cartel, with Byrne acting as a key link between the group and other international criminal networks. His prominence within these circles made him a significant target for law enforcement agencies across Europe. On the 4th of June 2023, Liam Byrne was arrested in the Alcudia area of Mallorca while visiting family. Having travelled from Dubai, Byrne likely underestimated the reach of international authorities. His arrest was based on a UK extradition warrant and followed a complex investigation led by the National Crime Agency in collaboration with Guardia Ciutadana and the Spanish National Police. Authorities revealed that Byrne's criminal group had been stockpiling firearms to sell to other criminal organisations, further emphasising his pivotal role in the arms trade. After the investigation concluded, Byrne fled to Dubai. but the pursuit by international law enforcement continued. In December 2023, Byrne was extradited to the United Kingdom, marking a significant milestone in efforts to dismantle the Kinahan Cartel. His capture and subsequent prosecution were made possible by evidence obtained from EncroChat, an encrypted messaging platform used by criminals. The messages provided key insights into Byrne's operations, including his role in a plot to acquire firearms and ammunition to secure a lighter sentence for his brother-in-law, Thomas Kavanagh. This plot highlighted Byrne's strategic position within the cartel and his willingness to go to great lengths to protect its members. In October 2024, Liam Byrne was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his involvement in the plot to stockpile weapons. This sentence was a direct result of his efforts to influence the legal outcome for Kavanagh, who received an additional 6 years to be served concurrently with his 21-year sentence. Byrne's arrest, extradition, and sentencing represented another critical success in the ongoing battle against the Kinahan Cartel, sending a clear message that no member, regardless of their rank, is beyond the reach of justice. Moving on to Daniel Kinahan. Born on the 25th of June 1977 in Dublin, Ireland, he is the eldest son of Jean Boylan and Christy Kinahan, the convicted drug dealer widely acknowledged as the founder and leader of the Kinahan Cartel. Daniel spent his early years in Tallaght before returning to Dublin, where he lived in the Oliver Bond flats in the Liberties area. At the age of 23, Daniel was one of 5 individuals arrested following a vicious attack on 2 Garda officers outside Shelbourne Park. While he was charged with assault and denied bail by Dublin District Court, the charges were later dropped. Despite this early encounter with the law, Daniel would go on to become a pivotal figure in the Kinahan organised crime group. Daniel Kinahan has also been involved in professional boxing, acting as a promoter for several high-profile fights and collaborating with renowned boxers including Tyson Fury. His activities in the boxing world have brought him international attention, albeit often overshadowed by allegations of his involvement in organised crime. According to the United States Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, Daniel Kinahan has been designated as a Specially Designated Narcotics Trafficker, SDNT, and a transnational organised criminal. This designation has resulted in the freezing of his assets and prohibited US persons from conducting business with him. Under Daniel Kinahan's leadership, the KOCG is alleged to have become a global criminal enterprise. Authorities believed he manages the group's day-to-day operations, oversees drug trafficking activities, and directs money laundering schemes. The cartel is suspected of smuggling vast quantities of cocaine from South America to Europe, while also maintaining connections to criminal organizations in the Middle East, Asia, and other regions. Daniel is also accused of instructing KOCG members to provide financial support to individuals serving prison sentences, further demonstrating his operational control over the group. Despite these serious allegations, Daniel Kinahan has consistently denied any involvement in organised crime. He has never been formally charged with any criminal offences related to these claims. However, international law enforcement agencies and financial sanctions have repeatedly pointed to his deep ties to the cartel. The US government's sanctions against him and the culminative evidence from various sources portray Daniel as a central figure in the KOCG's global operations, even as he maintains his stance of innocence. To date, he has never been charged with any crimes related to the KOCG, and his legal status remains unchanged in 2024 with no confirmed arrest. Now let's dive into the main figure behind the notorious Kinahan Cartel, Christy Kinahan, born on 23rd of March 1957 in St Teresa's Gardens, Dublin. Though some official records, including those from the US Office of Foreign Assets Control, suggest his birthplace as Cabra, Dublin, and even Perivale in the UK, Kinahan's criminal influence began to take shape in his early years. His first major arrest came in 1986, when he was caught with £117,000 worth of heroin in Clontarf, Dublin, leading to a 6-year prison sentence. Kinahan's criminal path didn't stop there. In 1997, he was arrested again for possession of stolen checks and, despite a failed bail attempt, was later sentenced to 4 years in prison. During his incarceration, he furthered his education, earning degrees and learning languages such as Spanish and Russian, which would later aid him in orchestrating international criminal operations. In the early 2000s, Kinahan moved to Europe, where he is suspected of establishing crucial drug trafficking routes for Mexican and Colombian cartels, along with the Russian mafia. From his €6 million villa in Estepona on the Costa del Sol, Spain, he directed a global drug operation with his son Daniel Kinahan, allegedly overseeing the day-to-day activities of the cartel. Christy's influence extended to laundering drug profits, including funding 27 fixed horse races between 2002 and 2004, which led to high-profile race-fixing charges against jockeys in the UK. He was also convicted for money laundering across Ireland, Belgium, and the Netherlands, cementing his reputation as a major figure in global criminal networks. Kinahan's reach extended into violent crime as well, with him being a suspect in several murders, including the 2014 and 2015 killings of the father and uncle of Jamie Kavanagh. In 2020, Spanish authorities charged him with passport fraud, further exemplifying his extensive criminal undertakings. Despite his criminal notoriety, Christy Kinahan has managed to avoid capture, even as international law enforcement intensifies efforts to apprehend him. In April 2022, the US Department of State announced a $5 million reward for information leading to his arrest or conviction, a reflection of the cartel leader's prominence on the international radar. Christy Kinahan is believed to be hiding in Dubai, living a lavish lifestyle. Google Map reviews under the alias Christopher Vincent, posted as recent as 2023, suggest his continued presence in the UAE, with hints of frequent travel to Egypt, Zimbabwe, and Hong Kong for undisclosed business purposes. Despite sanctions freezing his assets and banning any US transactions, Kinahan remains elusive in 2024, underscoring the global influence of the Kinahan Cartel and the continued efforts of law enforcement agencies to dismantle his operations. What are your thoughts on the arrests of these high-ranking members of the Kinahan Cartel? Do you think these arrests will be enough to dismantle the cartel, or will it continue to operate under new leadership? How do you feel about the ongoing international efforts to bring down this notorious criminal network? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.